This is WCBG, broadcasting from Wagner College in Staten Island, New York. WCBG, small college, big voice. This is Jeanine, and today's interview is with Alfred and Greason from The Second After. They're a band from North Carolina, and they have some pretty sick tracks, so be sure to check them out, and stay tuned for this awesome interview. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, is this Alfred?
Yeah, this is Alfred.
Hi.
The Second After, and I've got Greason here with me too.
Hello, I sing in the band.
Thank you so much for talking with me. I greatly appreciate it. So, can you tell me a little bit about you?
Like our band or us personally?
Both.
Ooh.
You start with the band.
All right. Myself, this is Greason. I met Ryan, our drummer, like 2014 or something like that. I met him. We started playing in a metal band together. And then I had known Nolan, our bass player, like my whole life. So I got him to come play bass after some member changes. And then we kind of started playing pop punk after like a year or two and decided to just switch it all around. So then we got Alfred to come in after a member change. And that was like 2016, right?
Yeah, or I actually think it was like 2015.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but then we got basically the perfect lineup from there.
Yeah, and then we started writing more music, and then we released. We had already released that first EP, Hit and Run, but then we released the second EP, and we started touring a ton, and then we've just been kind of on the road and writing music for years now.
Yeah, and then us personally, we're working on writing music right now. So
Amazing.
And then aside from that, we really just work all the time.
Yeah.
That's really our personal,
Literally just like at work
because we say like our band is like our number one thing in our lives. So working a whole lot to have money to do that's kind of our life.
Do you mind if I ask what you do what your jobs are?
Sure. Greason, let's start with, what do you do?
All right. Well, I went to school for audio engineering, so I record music. When I have clients, I record it for them for money. When I don't have that and I'm not on tour, I'm working as a server and a bartender at a restaurant in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, and I'm a lab manager for this medical device company.
He's a scientist.
Yeah, I do science work.
That's
do
super
studies
cool.
on EO gas, sterilizers for vets and hospitals, but that kind of stuff. And then on the side, I also work shows. I'm a promoter. I run shows at all over North Carolina. Bands like, Knuckle Puck and Neck Deep, and we've worked with all those kind of bands. We actually have a Knuckle Puck show coming up. And then we both obviously think of the band as a career.
That's awesome. I love asking what other people do because sometimes I feel like your experiences definitely do carry over to your music, and also like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in both of our jobs, having that, you have to have a hard work ethic to be successful within your jobs. And if you relay that over to your band, I feel like you put in that same work into that, and then hopefully good things happen when you work hard,
No, I definitely understand. And I definitely appreciate that. Sometimes you also have to take a step back and focusing on things. Like, as you said, you're an audio engineer and you work in science, so it's completely different, but at the same time, not really. It's a way to breathe. So
yeah, exactly.
Great. Y'all are from North Carolina, right?
Yeah, we are.
Can you describe the local scene there for me?
Well, there are a whole lot of bands, but pop punk, there haven't been that many bands lately. And whenever we play local shows, we struggle to find pop punk bands that are like us. Like, there's another band from here that are amazing. They're called Summer Wars, and you might have heard of them. I'm not sure if you know of them. They're pretty big. But other than that, there aren't a whole lot of pop punk bands, right?
I mean, they come and go.
Yeah.
It feels like there are them. Like, there's some, in towns that are, an hour away from us or 2 hours away from us. Like, Come Clean.
Yeah, they're great, too.
And, there's bands.
Yeah, but when we do shows, we play with any genre bands. When it comes to, if we're thinking of the scene in terms of how many musicians and bands there are in all genres, it's great. It's thriving.
Front Sides from Raleigh.
Yeah,
there's a scene here. But, yeah.
I mean, maybe I just don't know other areas, but I feel like it's not super thriving.
It's not, thriving like it was, early 2000s thriving.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I don't know other places, so I don't know what thriving.
I'm just like, for some reason in my head, I just think that everybody wants to like stay home and watch Netflix rather than go to like a show. But then we throw like a hometown show, and there's like
A lot of
200
people come
there,
out, yeah.
and it's dope. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just emo about it. So in my head, I'm just like, there's no.
Yeah, I might just be overthinking it at the same time. And we have good turnouts at our local shows, like when it's just us and local bands. So in that terms, I think it's great.
Yeah.
And I also feel like it kind of depends on which band you ask, because
Yeah.
certain bands would say our scene here, no one comes out to shows, but. Like, we have a pretty different experience because we feel like people come out at shows and it's a great time.
Yeah. Like I'll go to like a show. I mean, you run shows. You know what I mean? So it's like we'll go to like shows that we're not on or something, and sometimes it's dope and sometimes it's not. You know, it's just like
it's pretty hit or miss.
Yeah.
But there are good ones. So anyway, that's our perspective
But
on
then
it.
when a big band comes through, I mean, people turn out. So there is a scene. It's just like whether or not they're watching the new show on Netflix or not. It's like
I mean, we have a whole lot of venues, which is nice. There are like a whole lot of like small room venues. There are a couple houses that people play. So in that sense, it's pretty good. We don't have just one.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I work at a venue called Local 506 in Chapel Hill. That's an amazing 200 cap venue that look like it's like built for local bands.
Yeah.
Like everyone that works there are playing bands.
Yeah.
And from my perspective, I think this scene's amazing. There's so many local bands that play shows and bring people out.
Yeah.
But if you were a band that just plays shows and no one comes out to your show, I can see how you would think it would suck. I think it just depends on your perspective.
I mean, Raleigh is like an hour away. Not even. It's like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I mean, they have like a few venues there. Like they have the Ritz, which is what, like a 1,500 cap or
3,000.
3,000? Yeah. So it's like, I mean, and they bring. I mean, that's for like bigger bands though.
Yeah.
But then when they throw the big band shows, like there's 3,000 kids that are emo kids like us, so they got to be somewhere, right? They got to be doing something.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Anyway, that's our long talk about the scene.
I love it. Okay, this leads to my next question.
Give it a yes.
What is your favorite venue that you've ever played in?
I think I'll be biased if I say the venue that I work at all the time, but I love playing Local 506.
It is fun.
We play there. It's small room. I love all of the staff. Their green room is great because it has a shower and all that stuff. And they're just super nice, accommodating, and they always make us sound really good.
Yeah. Like really, really good. Dude, but that house show we played and I don't know. I love house shows and like basement kind of shows, you know. But we played this one show on the last tour like a few weeks ago with Meet Me at the Altar in Tampa, but it was like right outside Tampa in Brandon, Florida. And it was like the Sunday school classroom of that church.
Yeah.
That was dope.
It's a really imagine the tiny classroom that elementary schoolers would be in or something, and then all the desks are out, and then it's just one corner of the room is where people set up on stage, and it was just wild the entire the floor.
And then like pack like 40, 50 kids in there with the equipment. And it's just like hot and like dope.
Yeah,
it was cool, and it sounded decent. Like it wasn't the
Yeah, no, that show was super fun.
It was cool. It was sweet. I mean, I like it when people get rowdy.
So I think our answer is house shows and Local 506.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, my next question for you is, what is your favorite state that you've been to?
Dude, this is going to be the most biased ever. Like,
Ready?
I'm real sorry. I think we've hit every state at least once or twice.
Yeah.
Pretty much, except for, like, North Dakota. And, like, I mean, we've driven through there, I'm sure. But, like we play, like, them all. Dude, North Carolina's the best, man.
Yeah, I know. Whenever we go on tour, I really think that, man,
North Carolina's sweet.
I just love North Carolina.
Jersey's cool. I like Jersey a lot.
It's just
mean,
like it's warm. There are woods everywhere.
Dude.
It's awesome.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie though. Like Southern Texas, like San Antonio, and like south of that, like all those like small like border towns will play.
Yeah.
Those shows are the best.
I was thinking the same.
Those shows are sick, and they're usually house shows. But like we played that one house show in like San Juan or something.
Yeah.
And there was like 100. I don't know, maybe not 100. There was like a ton of people at this one little house show, and the cops came and. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was dope.
So probably North Carolina.
Yeah.
And Texas.
We'll just throw in
probably.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your favorite and least favorite part of touring?
Well, my favorite part is playing shows and playing music and hanging with my best friends.
Hanging out with my homies.
Yeah, that's probably the best part.
Yeah. The least best part for me only happened to me once. No, I can't say it's only happened to me once. It's happened to me a bunch of times. But like, so we all like we have bunks built into our van, and like we sleep in our van. We go to Planet Fitness and like crash, hang out. Occasionally, when the weather is extremely hot or extremely cold,
It's awful.
because we don't run our van at night.
I was thinking
so
that
like,
is my answer too.
You'll wake up at like 5 a.m, just like about to die, like frozen, and you're like, oh, I need to like fix this.
I remember on a tour in November, there was one night we were sleeping in the van, and I forgot where we were, but it was very cold, and I was like, okay, just gonna get my sleeping bag, wear all my clothes, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I wake up after like 2 hours, so cold that it keeps waking me up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't stop shivering. So after that, the next morning, I was like, guys, we're stopping at a Walmart. I'm getting a Sub-Zero sleeping bag. I'm not letting that happen again.
No, dude. Like we stayed in, we played. It was like one of our tours that we hit Florida, and we were in Tampa. I think it was like last summer, and it was literally like 108 degrees outside at nighttime. Like it was bad, and it was. I remember waking up at like 5 a.m. was just like in a pool of sweat, just like hating my life. Like God, this sucks.
So probably sleeping in the van when the weather is awful.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
seems like the worst part about touring.
Or shady people. It's just like people not doing things.
People give me hella anxiety when they're
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, just that like toxic people. Like
I feel like we also can deal with that back home.
yeah, no, I mean everybody deals with that
Yeah.
wherever you are. But like when you're like on the other side of the country and you're relying on someone and then you meet them and like everything's going wrong and then they're toxic.
Oh,
it's
like
just
shady
bad.
promoters.
Like shady promoters, yeah.
Yeah, promoters that like at the end of the show, they just leave. And then you're like, I guess we're not getting paid tonight?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like all right. Like
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
I'm
too.
only from 3,000 miles away. It's all good. It's fine.
oh no.
Yeah. People that do that. People that just leave and don't pay a band that's like
Yeah.
so many states away from home.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's horrible. I know I've heard from some other bands like horrible tour stories. And
Yeah.
and especially with this streaming age and how sometimes the pay isn't that great, which sucks. It's kind of
Yeah.
disheartening, but love to hear about tour and fun experiences.
Mm.
Yeah. We have a whole lot of good ones, and then we have a couple bad ones, but I feel like we look back on the bad ones and find them funny now.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like at the time they'll suck, and then like the next tour we'll be thinking back and we'll be like, you know what, like that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed playing to that 200 cap room packed out and not getting paid. It was fun, but I mean you still make fans and you still get to meet people and have fun and play shows, so it's like it's worth it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you currently listening to?
Let me pull up my
Dude,
Spotify.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been listening to only ESPN radio.
What? Oh, I've been binge listening to All Time Low's new song.
Okay. I
Some
haven't
Kind of
listened
Disaster.
to it yet.
It's really, really good. They're bringing back some good
Yeah,
vibes.
I've just been listening to Counterpart's new album.
And then I've been listening to this band from Arkansas called Go for Gold lately.
Oh, yeah, Go for Gold. They're friends with Past Comfort.
Yeah.
The homies.
They're not really big, but I love their CD Daydreamer. It's really good.
I'll have to check it out.
It's pretty. If you like emo kind of stuff and like screamy kind of pop punk,
Okay.
they're down that road.
Okay. Currently, I've been like stuck listening to Fandom by Water Parks. It's been like on repeat, and
Oh yeah, I love that album. I binged that a couple months ago.
and I'm prepping myself for the Medicine tour for Sleeping with Sirens. So like listening to a lot of Sleeping with Sirens and a lot
Who's
of
on
Set
that
It
tour
Off.
with Sleeping Sirens?
Point North.
Point
Belmont.
North is on that. I
Point
love
North?
that band. Have you checked
Belmont.
out Point North?
I love Point North.
Okay, good. They're amazing. I love that band.
Belmont and
Belmont's sick as too.
then Set It Off, which was actually my artist of the decade, so I was pretty hyped.
Really?
Yeah.
Set It Off is I like love all their albums.
Did we
They're
play
really
with
good.
them?
We played with them a while back actually.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, March of last year. We played a sold out show in South Carolina with them.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Oh,
That was
that's
such a
awesome.
fun show.
It was them, Super Whatever,
Mhm.
and was there another? No, actually it was them, Super Whatever, and then those emo rap guys, and then us.
Oh, that band that broke up or whatever. Didn't
Oh,
you stuff
I
it
don't,
on?
I don't remember it. I don't even remember their name.
Oh, I listened, dude. I forgot. I've been listening to the Ghost Inside.
Oh yeah.
So I've been just going to the gym and listening to the Ghost Inside, and never been more excited in my life to lift weights.
Yeah.
Or to run, because I don't lift weights.
Yeah. You know, since you said water parks, we played with water parks a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
We were opening for them in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
We were Too Close to Touch.
It was them Too Close to Touch, and it was like after they had dropped their first full-length album, Double Dare,
Mm-hmm.
which was super dope. The show sold out, and it was our first like really big show like that. You know.
Yeah, that was fun.
They were really cool guys.
That's awesome. I love how you guys are able to branch out and work with all these different artists. And I love asking the question of what are you guys listening to, because it gives me more material to actually listen to instead of sometimes going through like the algorithmic Spotify daily mix playlist and seeing what's out there.
Speaking of those playlists, that's how I checked out Go for Gold that I was telling you about, was because of that. One song came up and I was like, this is really good.
Yeah, we stay with this band whenever we're going through Arkansas. We tend to like every time we're on tour and we go through Arkansas. For some reason, the tour ends up being like, oh, we have 2 days off, like right after like the Little Rock date in Arkansas. So we met these dudes in this band called Past Comfort like a few years ago, and they're just like the homies. So we stay with them for like days at a time.
Yeah, they have some really good songs you can check out too on Spotify.
Past Comfort's great. And but yeah, their friends is Go for Gold. So I remember they were telling me about them. Like, last time we were there. Earlier last year.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, I've been listening to 4 Years Strong a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a new album coming out.
Yeah, 2 new songs, dude.
Yeah.
And they're like really different from each other. It's really cool. Those are the dudes.
We played with them too a couple years ago.
Yeah. And Grayscale was on that show.
4 Years Strong, Grayscale, Seaway was on that.
Life Lessons was on that.
And Like Pacific was the other band.
Yep. That was a stacked show.
Yeah. We played a couple pretty good bangers like that.
Yeah. It's fun.
This leads to my next question. What is your opinion of streaming services like Spotify? Good, bad, maybe not sure.
Well, I mean, I think it's great in the sense of being able to get your music out to people, because so many more people can jam your stuff. I use Spotify. I pay for premium. I get to discover new artists all the time, like more than I ever have before. So I think it's really, really great in that sense. The way how you get paid does suck a lot, but I think the payoff is at the very least like reasonable, you know? Like, true, our music gets out to a whole lot of new people, but we don't get paid nearly as much as you would. And I think that that's kind of a fair trade-off, but getting paid more for stuff would be cool. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely understand.
Yeah, I mean, I way prefer our music getting out to a whole bunch of new people and not getting paid as much, as opposed to getting paid more and our music not getting out to people.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think of it. I haven't heard anyone say it like that before, so I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how I think about it. Do you think about it similarly, Greason?
Yeah.
I mean,
I just wish that, like, I don't know, man. Like, I like it, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like a two-sided coin. So, like, on one side of the coin, Instagram, for example, right? Like, you know how they took away so you can't see how many likes you have and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like this for everyone. I don't know if it's just me. But, like, I feel like I get less likes now because nobody cares anymore or something like that. Yeah. So I feel like when you can see the numbers for everyone's plays, it's almost like people view it as like a sport or something, you know, where it's like who has the highest plays, who's doing this and that. When really it should be just about, like, listening to bands you like and then going out to their shows and then picking up a CD or something like that. I don't know. I don't mind it. It's fine. It's cool.
At the same time, a lot of it's a cool tool for agents and people that are trying to find bands to open on tours, because when you send it, someone says you should get this band open for you, they can go to Spotify and see how many people jam them and see if it would be worth it to throw them on. It's like an instant tool, you know? So I don't know. There's a bunch of good and bad aspects to it. I am happy that it exists. I think it's good.
I mean, I use it every single day of my life.
Yeah,
so I can't like, be a hypocrite and be like, I hate Spotify, because I love Spotify. It's the best. It's awesome.
I don't know. It's like everything in life. There are good reasons and bad things about everything. If you can think about it like that.
Yeah, we normally ask this question because I know, like, it's great for exposure. Like, I've got to talk to people who live in Australia just because of Spotify and found bands that I absolutely love listening to. So it's great in that regard, but I do wish, like, there was more benefits pay-wise, because I know, like, you guys grind really hard and you should be, you know, getting what you deserve from that.
Yeah. I agree. It's one of those things where there are a bunch of different ways to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, my next question for you is, what is the weirdest question you've ever been asked in an interview?
I have to think about this.
Wasn't there some weird question? Remember when we got the interview for the first single, Riptide?
It was an email interview, right?
The email interview, and it was like 30 questions long, and me and Alfred were like sitting. I remember I was sitting on my phone. And
there was like 3 of them that were really, really strange.
Yeah, it was 3 that we were just like, what? Like,
let me try to think of one of
them. I don't know how to answer this question. I
Um,
remember getting mad at one of the questions. I was like, who wrote this? Like, what is this?
Can you remember it?
No. I could like dig through the emails, but I'm too lazy.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue what they asked. It was
something so weird, like.
I think it was something like, name some artists that you don't like.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to say I don't like anybody. I mean,
Yeah.
I respect every band that's out there working hard and
It was
grinding.
like, name someone you toured with that you didn't like or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Really not cool. And I was like, no.
I'm not a fan of like negative questions like that. You know.
Answer that question. That's stupid. Like, yeah.
Okay, so
Plus, I like everyone.
Yeah, we try to be nice and happy and positive to everyone. So we're not really the kind of band that likes to throw shade at people.
good answer. So I have a question that might be the weirdest question you've ever been asked.
All right, hit us with it.
Okay. What is your opinion of releasing an artist's unreleased music after they've passed away? Should it be released or should it not?
Like the Mac Miller thing that's happening right now.
Mac Miller, Little Peep,
Yeah.
Whitney Houston, all the above.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about it.
I don't know, man. I think if
Greason
somebody's profiting off of that, then and it's not like a family member, then that's not cool, But if the artist wanted the stuff out, then give it out for free at that point. But I feel like if somebody's making money and profiting off of somebody else's art and they're passed away and it's someone not related to them, it's somebody that like an artist wrote an album, they were going to release it, but they didn't get the chance to, they passed away. And then it gets released afterwards, but all the money that gets made from it goes to like their kid or like their significant other or whatever. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But
yeah, especially if they signed a contract saying that it can be released via this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if somebody's just like, we need to release the rest of their music so I can make all this money, like that's not cool. But humans are greedy, so it is what it is. But that's my opinion of it. I just don't like when people make money off of other people's, misfortune.
Yeah, we asked this question because we want to try to start a conversation about this since we feel like it's super important in today's day and age, especially with these streaming services. And we do understand that, like, it could be in your contract, but sometimes we feel like people don't read their contracts fully or like understand that like when they're like, oh, like we own all the demos that you create, and then they can use the demo and release the track. So,
yeah. Like I don't remember exactly what happened with Tay, my girl Tay Swift.
Yes.
I don't remember what happened exactly, but that wasn't cool either.
Yeah, I think she signed in her contract with, who was the contract with? Whoever the contract was with.
That guy.
Yeah. Well, it's
That's
also kind of like
weird.
how Equal Vision is suing water parks for entertainment and Double Dare 2019.
Oh yeah, I was pissed when I saw
Wait,
that.
what happened?
I don't know exactly what happened, but what I'm understanding is they made them take down because they re-released Double Dare Entertainment in the giant like one song that features all the songs in it, and it's amazing. It's like redoing all of them into one song, and it was sick.
That's awesome.
It's just like listening to a whole album in 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Equal Vision made them take it down because I think it was their music technically.
Oh, they don't own the rights to the masters.
I guess so. I don't
They don't own the songs anymore.
I don't know. I don't know exactly, but that's what I'm guessing happened.
That's so shady. I don't like that.
It's one of the negatives of the music industry is what you sign to. And some people don't think of how things can play out in the future because you don't think of all the different options and things that can happen.
I mean, also when somebody's like waving your dream in front of your face and
yeah,
like,
exactly.
saying, here, come take your dream, and you're like, okay, I'll ignore all these little details and
just to make my dream of playing music and being successful happen.
And then 10 years later, they're like, oh, remember all those feelings you had 10 years ago and all those sweet songs you wrote because of those feelings and things you were going through? I'm making all the money off of that now, thanks. Like,
yeah, it's such a hard thing, and I don't really know what the best way to improve it is because having a contract saying exactly what's going down, that makes sense. But when it's really long and convoluted and people just want to be able to be a successful artist because they love it, they'll kind of do whatever if they just have to deal with two bad things in a contract.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. I don't. It's not something I would have any power to work on.
So if you could change one thing about the music industry, what would you change and why?
Oh man, I just have to pick one.
It could be more than one.
I wish there was. I wish there was a better way for hardworking bands to be recognized and get offered tours and like opening on for bands that are, you know, bigger. Like, I just wish there was a way so it's not so us having to email a bajillion times and then not get a single decent tour, despite, and then all of a sudden, then there will be bands that are way smaller in perspective that get the tours. And I don't know, it just hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wish it doesn't feel fair, and maybe it is fair from their perspective, but it doesn't feel like it to us.
Yeah.
Because we've been pushing hard for a while now. That's something I wish that could be a little more fair about the industry, because I know that if we end up going somewhere, I want to be able to really give opportunities to hardworking bands. Like seeing their love and grind for what they do, and then giving them an opportunity. And maybe we just haven't been recognized yet, you know?
Even like friends of ours and stuff, like there's a bunch of bands that are really good that don't seem to be able to break through that glass ceiling, which, I mean, maybe there's just an over-influx of bands. Maybe there's just an elite mindset that, you know, agents have.
Maybe
what they want.
Reducing the monopoly a certain group of agents can have to run all of the giant bands and then just select which bands they want to break over that ceiling. That would be cool to break that.
If anything, I mean, even talking outside of like our genre and stuff, like I feel like if the music industry cared more about the music and the art rather than the image and the like how much money they're making off the way someone looks and their like personality and things like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of artists that are like really, really, really big feel like they have to wear like I feel like all the dudes feel like they have to get super ripped, and like girls feel like they have to like dress kind of like, you know, however they feel like they need to dress because somebody's telling them like, oh, you'll make more money if you like dress this way, or dudes, you'll make more money if you like, you know, grow a beard like this or like something like that. When really it's like, why don't you just write some songs that mean something to you, you know? And then if it means something to somebody else, they'll pay for it to come see you, you know?
Facts.
But,
That's so true.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like the some business side of it, but I also don't know enough. I'm not educated enough on it to understand it. So
now I would love to talk more about your music. So what's your writing process like?
Well, it varies. I know we all write songs on our own. I know that sometimes 2, 3, 4 of us will get together. There's 4 of us in the band, so sometimes we'll all get together. Sometimes, like Ryan, our drummer, has this electric drum kit, so sometimes I'll just take a bunch of my studio gear and I'll go over to his place and set up there with his kit, and we'll sit there and jam. Right now, me and Alfred are sitting here in a room with all my gear out, and we're about to jam on some songs. But closer we get to like a studio date, we'll like kind of get all together and go through what we have to, you know, like if we have like 6 or 7 songs we've been writing and we're about to go record 2 of them, then we'll pick like our 2 favorite ones and then really hammer those ones down. But it's funny because I know in all of our heads we all have like 10 or 12 songs we've been writing on our own kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just like any of us basically have to get together with Greason because he's the one that is the producer and can record these ideas, and it'll either be just him or him and one person or him and the whole band, and we'll work on a bunch of ideas. And then when it comes to getting close to recording a set of songs, we try to have double the amount of material and then pick the greatest hits of those options and then get those really, really down, which is basically what you said. And that's, I feel like, dumbed down our writing process. And it's also not the exact same thing. It's kind of different depending on the songs. So it's kind of like a big cloud of possibilities, but it's basically like that.
That's pretty cool. So what's your favorite lyric or riff that you've ever written?
Oh,
you've written a bunch, so
that
would be hard for you to pick.
So many.
I've only really written like one song, so.
God, dude, I don't know. That's really hard. I'll probably go back to like, I don't know.
Where do you get the most feelings from lyrics when you sing them?
I don't know. Well, that's the thing is because live we don't play a lot of our old emo stuff. You know, like some of those songs have like some really hard hitting lyrics.
I feel like when this next song comes out, one of the lyrics in it is going to probably be your favorite because you were always talking about how the lyrics in this new song and of all of the new songs hit you the hardest.
I would say the chorus of the next single we're going to drop is very close to home. So probably that. But I can't say them, I feel like. I don't know. Can I?
Listen closely as they whisper.
Okay,
Sorry, I just said it.
But yeah, I guess I would have to like talk about that song in order to say that.
Dude, you can go ahead and say the lyrics from it.
So that song is like about battling your inner demons and the things that you deal with, but not just me personally. Like it could be anyone, just anything that they're dealing with, whether it be like anxiety or which is like a very like broad topic, but also just like if somebody's dealing with something more specific, like trauma from something that happened to them when they were a kid, or like someone that deals with like body dysmorphia or something like that. So any kind of like demons inside your head. So the lyrics for the chorus are I guess I'll let my demons linger, listen closely as they whisper, slip and fall beneath the pressure that holds me down. So it's like you're kind of just like letting it happen,
Mm-hmm.
but because you feel like you don't have a choice. So that whole song, like the whole next song, is like super close to home, because I kind of wrote it based off of some things I was feeling, but I didn't want to just write it from a selfish, personal way. So I tried to write it in a way that anyone can relate with their own demons and their own trauma that they go through. So I love that song. I think that song is good.
Impactful.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
That's great. So my next question is describe your sound for me in 3 words.
Our sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can both use 3 words if you want, or
Oh.
you can collaboratively use 3 words.
We're starting to write more emo stuff, so I can't really say positive.
I mean, we're still positive.
Yeah, it's just in a kind of a more emo relatable way.
I would say like
A positive way of looking at it on top of it.
I would say in your face.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fun. I think it's fun still.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Fun, impactful, energetic.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah.
Fun, impactful, energetic.
That's good. Fun, impactful, energetic. I like that.
Caterpillar.
Y'all released a song on January 10th, and it was Thinking Clear. Tell me about the song.
Oh, that's a nice little bop.
Yeah. Me and Greason started out that song together, actually.
Yeah, we did. That was a song. It was kind of fun to write the lyrics to because we wanted it to be kind of like a tragedy love story kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, I was actually like, I mean, still am, but at the time, like, I was like in a new, like, fresh, fun relationship, So I had to like write it from a perspective of like something I wasn't actually going through. So I tried to write it from like experiences that I've been through and imagining if like the person I was with at this was happening. So it was like fun to write, the lyrics too, because it was almost like a fictional story, but at the same time based off of like real life events. But it's cool. I don't know. I like it. I think it's fun. It's got a bunch of like soft parts in it, which is fun, and then it's got like that back and forth vocal part. But yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I think at the time when it came to like the guitar parts that we were writing, at least I was super influenced by With Confidence at the time.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
God, dude, we wrote that song a while ago now.
Yeah, I was super into With Confidence's last album. So it kind of that was the inspiration of of the vibes from
I
it.
could see that now too, for sure.
I did love the kind of call and response vocals, but I do have to ask, was there like a key change in the middle of the song? Because I thought that was pretty sick.
Yeah, at the end.
At the
At the end?
yeah.
Okay. That was pretty cool.
The last chorus, yeah, we did that so that when we play it live, I can get scared every time we play the song. It's a lot of fun.
It was a last-minute decision in the studio to do that.
Like in the studio with Seth, and he was like, "Wait, no, because didn't we like?"
We originally had written the song in that key,
Yeah.
the higher key at the end,
Yeah.
and then we brought it down before going to the studio.
Yeah.
But the demo was still in the high key that we showed him,
The demo,
and so he was like, "Let's go to that key at the end of the song."
Literally, we were like writing the song, and he was like, "Oh, so what's at the end of the song?" And like we switched back over to the demo and like listened to it.
Yeah, he was like, "This is off,"
And he was like, "Wait, this is in a key higher." But it was like right where the key changes in the song is when he switched it, and he was like, "Yo, what if we like did that?" And we were like, "Yo, that would actually be kind of tight." So we kind of thought about it.
Yeah,
A little bit.
that was funny how that key change happened.
Dude,
and
that
I'm
studio-
so glad we did it. It's like one of my favorite parts in that
I
song.
was like really sick in the studio. He was like, "Yeah, dude, just go sing it in a whole key higher, or like a whole step up higher." I was like, "Yeah, bro, no problem. Yeah, it's easy, sure." It turned out good though.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I haven't heard a lot of that in recent music. I kind of feel like sometimes a track, not stagnant, that's not the right word, but in the same, like, if I'm listening to pop music, it's all in the same key, and it's not exciting anymore.
Yeah,
So it was kind of refreshing to hear that.
Yeah.
it's cool. It kind of feels like it comes out of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
but it builds in a way that I feel like a song builds towards that really well. Because we never do that, so it seems like one, it came out of nowhere, but it builds up towards that and resolves perfectly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if you have a decent understanding of like music theory, you can kind of hear it happening. Like it feels like it's this natural progression, but
Yeah.
at the same
Like-
time, it's like, oh wait.
Yeah, I mean, Greason's vocals on the last chord before it actually does a key change, that whoa that he sings down, the bass note that he lands on is the bass of the new key, and that's how it feels like it translates so perfectly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I love things like that.
Music theory, hashtag music theory.
Theory ruined my life, dude. I feel like I was so creative, and then I learned music theory, and now everything's like, I'm just like, oh, so there's like an equation behind all this.
I like it because it's like the science version of music.
Yeah.
No, it definitely is. I remember like in high school learning all like the blues chords and stuff, and
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know. It is.
It's
so
one of those things
fascinating.
where if you aren't sure what to do and you want to accomplish something, you can pull that out, some knowledge about it, and then see what you can do with the goals that you want. That's why I think music theory is great. I played in marching band and band in high school too.
Ooh, what'd you play?
I was primarily a bass clarinet player in concert band. I played mellophone and alto saxophone in marching band. I switched a lot.
Sick. I only played trumpet in like concert.
I played
and
trumpet
jazz.
one semester.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I took a class in high school where we spent the year learning how to play like basic scales on like every instrument. So that was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Also, next question. How'd you guys pick the instruments that you play?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing guitar. I don't know. It just happened.
I mean, I grew up playing drums, and I just felt like I wanted to be able to interact with the crowd and have a personality and have fun on stage. So I learned guitar so that I could do that.
Yeah.
The same thing with singing. I did that because I wanted to be able to interact.
I grew up with my brother and my dad both playing guitar, so I just kind of started playing when I was really young.
Yeah.
So, even though I don't play guitar in the band live. So, now that I think about it. But yeah, just don't do it.
So, what message do you hope people get out of your music?
That's that's a hard question because a lot of like the songs are different. Like the messages we're singing in the songs. I mean, they're all positive based. Some of them are like the song that's gonna come out soon, or the song that's gonna be coming out, Daily Ritual. That song's like kind of emotional, but a lot of our songs are super like uplifting, you know. So I feel like there's always like an uplifting kind of note behind all the songs. So yeah, I would say uplifting.
Yeah, even when negative things happen, you can come out on top of
Yeah.
them. That's probably one of the main
Glass
things.
half full.
Yeah, you can always look at
Dude.
life glass half full.
That should have been the 3 words that we said. Glass half full.
Oh, yeah. We take back our previous answer. Glass half full describes our music.
Amazing. My last question for you is, what can we expect from the Second After in 2020?
Shows. New. Well.
Yeah, I mean, we're dropping an EP.
Yeah.
And we might be dropping more songs later this year at the very end of it. We're gonna be touring as much as we can, like trying to get on any tour, playing shows with bigger bands, and even if we don't open for other bands, we'll be doing our own headliner type tours.
Yeah.
But that's really our goal, is just to tour as much as we can, play where people want to see us, get our music out there, drop more songs. Right?
Yeah.
I think it's
If I could ever get my
realistic.
passport, we'll travel over some country borders.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of like a generic answer, but it's exactly what we're doing.
Yes, it is exactly what we're doing. So
That's a good answer. So I want to thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to talk to me. I really appreciate it, and I had a great time. Pretty interesting conversation. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Nice.
awesome. I'm
Same.
glad. Thank you. We enjoyed it too.
Again, that was Greason and Alfred from The Second After. If you really enjoyed today's interview, please be sure to check out their music and stay tuned for some of their tracks.
I have a problem with letting go. It's not your fault, just thought you should know. I had my doubts about when we spoke, and my bad bitches left me oh so low. Why does it have to be all in or nothing at all? Why can't we drop the cards and watch it love as they fall? It doesn't need to come to this. I'll do anything to find your happiness. Don't get left in the dark. From the start we swore I always ignore that there's a chance those lights would turn off. You were honest and I'm trying. Maybe we'll make a break for it another day. The way I feel doesn't matter if you don't feel the same. Next time I put my walls up and stay safe inside my head, and I hope you see that you deserve to be in love again. I'm having trouble with this change of pace. Instead of passing cars, I'm stuck in the slow lane. I'll paint a smile on my face. Cover the canvas to see that your guilt is replaced. Why does it have to be all in or nothing at all? Why can't we drop the cards and watch it love as they fall? It doesn't need to come to this. I'll do anything to find your happiness. Don't get left in the dark. From the start we swore I always ignore that there's a chance those lights would turn off. You were honest and I'm trying. Maybe we'll make a break for it another day. I'm stuck in tunnel vision, ignoring signs you're giving. It's set up to collapse. Another promise broken, another loss without. It was a hard time forgetting that a chance that fell through the cracks. So bother hitting me up when you're all alone. I realized as I looked through my rear view. Now that we're both on our own in separate places called home, is it easier for you to let me go? Now that I'm thinking clear, I never was out here. You only used me as a stepping stone, coming right down to the bone. Another promise broken, another loss without. It was a hard time forgetting that a chance that fell through the cracks. So bother hitting me up when you're all alone. I realized as I looked through my rear view. We are who we are, and there's no changing that. I tried to be your man, but you weren't into it. So what makes us different? Our lust or our interest? Your lack of commitment's a knife in my back. A classic case of falling, so confident I'm all in. We're going way too fast. Another promise that you made without intending to come true. Misunderstanding as you claim and I am buying it from you. Why wasn't I enough to keep you warm at night? Warm at night. Are you wanting so? See yourself out. Take your door down. Why wasn't I enough to keep you warm at night? Warm at night. Are you wanting night? We are who we are, and there's no changing that. I tried to be your man, but you weren't into it. So what makes us different? Our lust or our interest? Your lack of commitment's a knife in my back. We are who we are, and there's no changing that. I tried to be your man, but you weren't into it. So what makes us different? Our lust or our interest? Your lack of commitment's a knife in my back. I'm stuck in tunnel vision, ignoring signs you're giving. It's set up to collapse.